Hello friends, this is Leo Saron and Javier from the Gaming Generation. This week we're gonna talk about TV series or movies that get turned into video games, which is the opposite of last week's talk. Are you ready, friend?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm ready for this.
So, tell me one of your favorite games that was based on an anime or an cartoon or whatever.
Okay, one of my favorite games that was based off a movie, to be particular. Okay, a movie would be Jurassic Park Rampage Edition for the Sega Genesis.
Okay, never played that one, but I heard good things about it.
It is a great game. It is basically kind of like the sequel to the original Jurassic Park game that was on the Genesis as well. I mean, you still basically get to play as the Velociraptor and Alan Grant, except that what's different from the original game was that it's kind of similar to the Lost World Jurassic Park plot, which was engines trying to take dinosaurs off the island. So Alan Grant has to basically kill engine workers and dinosaurs.
Okay.
And the Velociraptor, he could actually eat, like, I guess it's some type of plutonium, whatever, I don't know what it was, these metal cases, and he becomes enraged and he becomes invulnerable for about good 15-20 seconds.
Wow, that's a lot of time.
the Velociraptor has a new ability. He could actually double jump and actually spin jump, and he can still run fast and everything else. And that's basically it. But it's a really fun game. Like it's like a billion times better than the original Jurassic Park game.
It was a great improvement from one to the other.
Pretty much.
And the Velociraptor knows parkour. Who would have thought, man?
Yeah.
Double jump. I like Velociraptors. They're cool dinosaurs.
What about you? What's your favorite, game, movie, anime, whatever?
That may be the fighting game based on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 3, which was released for arcades and PS1, PlayStation 1. It's a fighting game 2-on-2. I mean, 1-on-1, not 2-on-2. 1-on-1 fighting game, and you get to use the powers they have, which are called the stands. That stands are a projection of the user's spirit, and each stand has unique abilities, and that was transcribed into the game, and it works very well. It's a really dynamic game. I like it very much.
Awesome.
There was another game based on JoJo for the PS3, which I couldn't get to play because I don't have the platform, unfortunately. It's the JoJo Bizarre Adventure All-Stars Battle. Have you heard of that one?
It is also the Eyes of Heaven.
Oh yeah.
One after that too.
Yeah, Eyes of Heaven. But
yeah.
By looking at videos, I don't think that I would like Eyes of Heaven that much, because Eyes of Heaven is one of those anime fighters where you can run around freely in the 3D environment, and that's not my kind of fighting game, not my type of fighting game, if you get what I mean. When it comes to TV series, animes are I think that we have the most thing we have from TV that goes to a game are anime, I believe.
Yeah, that's true.
But not many anime games are high quality, because sometimes the budget's not high and they believe that the franchise will sell itself even if the quality of the game isn't high. But there are some anime games which are very good at the end of the day. Just not all.
There's an anime game that my wife bought for the PlayStation 3. I think it's on a PlayStation 4 as well, but it's called J-Stars Victory Versus.
Okay.
And it has all these different anime characters in it. It has a teacher from Assassination Classroom, has Goku from Dragon Ball Z, it has Yuffie from One Piece, it has different characters from different franchises all together just fighting and collaborating. It's like basically Super Smash Bros. Brawl, but more for like anime.
That sounds amazing.
It's pretty intense. It takes a while to get used to, but yeah.
The J Stars. This is not the first J Stars game because there's one for 3D for not 3DS for the regular DS, which is Japan exclusive, and it's a side-scrolling game with the characters from manga. Jump's characters. Jump is a Japanese publication, a Japanese magazine, which has hosted many manga over the years, and the characters which debuted there are many of the characters that debuted there are on the game, like Goku, Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh! There are soccer mangas. There are some people from JoJo there as well. Bleach, Naruto, a lot of famous names there. And I hacked my DS so I could play it, and I can tell it's really fun. There is another game that I played on my 3DS that was Japan exclusive, based on anime. It was based on Fist of the North Star. And you could think that you like that anime or manga.
Dude, I got the movie, bro.
The live action movie?
No, that's live action movie, the anime movie on VHS.
Oh, nice. I watched it all. I like Fist of the North Star very much.
Yeah.
But what I like about this DS game from Fist of the North Star is that it's not just a regular beaten up. It works like this. The enemies appear as a comic panel in the touch screen with some markings which should be their vital points, and you have to press all their vital points before they attack you. It's like Kenshiro is a hero that presses the vital points of the enemies to make them explode. Does it matches with the anime, I like that very much. Fist of the North Star have a 3D beat 'em up made by the same people who made the Dynasty Warrior games, which is out for PS3, Wii U, and more. I don't know what else it's on. It retells the story of Fist of the North Star. And what was the most recent game based on whatever you played on anime or movies?
The most recent one that I played?
Yeah.
I think the latest one that I played that was based on a TV series or movie or something like that will probably have to be, actually there's two of them. Actually make that three of them. Okay. The first one is South Park Stick of Truth.
Okay.
That one was really funny, hilarious. It was great. The voice actors did amazing. The game was just like the TV show. It was funny. It was raunchy. It was disgusting. It was great.
Everything South Park should be.
Yeah, and the RPG system, I'm not a really big fan of turn-based RPG. Never really been a big fan of that. But this game kept me going. It was just fun. It was great. The ultimates were hilarious. It was catchy. And then there was South Park, The Fractured Butthole.
Yes.
That one actually continued right off of part one, exactly. And that one was just as great too. I mean, it was amazing. It was funny.
The Fractured Butthole is also an RPG?
Yes, it's also a turn-based RPG, but it's more of a
more for
but have you ever played a game called Shining Arms?
No, never played that.
Advanced Tactics. or Final Fantasy Tactics.
Oh yeah. It's more
Well,
a
it's kind of like a
tactic.
tactics game type.
Alright.
So yeah.
I like that kind of RPG.
fun.
That I like it very much.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Alright.
The third game I played that was based off a movie or movie series. Okay, like it was my favorite games of all time. I play them constantly. I love them so much. But it's I will say right now, my favorite one right now that everybody basically hates is Godzilla on the PlayStation 4.
Why does everybody hate it?
Everybody hates it because the controls are clunky. There's really no storyline. You know, it's just destroy reactors, fight monsters. I like that, but not many people really do.
I know the feeling of liking something.
I
that's
actually
not
consider it
popular.
as Generations Part 3. In Godzilla Generations 1, all you do is run around, destroy a city, you get points for it. It's 2, Double Impact, you walk around, destroy the city, you fight some monsters, that's basically about it. This new Godzilla by Bandai Namco on PlayStation 4. Walk around, destroy the city, destroy reactors, fight monsters. Same concept.
Okay. Oh, sounds fun.
So I love it because I think it's awesome. Like the animations are great. It looks movie quality. Everything is just great about it. But like I said, a lot of people didn't like it because it's boring and it's amazing. I love it.
Oh, you love Godzilla in general, don't you?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Huge fan.
I think one game that was based on a TV series is the PlayStation 1 and Nintendo 64 game of Spider-Man, and I played that one and I liked it very much.
I don't think I played that one.
Oh, it's very...
Spider-Man X-Men on the Sega Genesis, and I played Maximum Carnage on the Genesis as well. And the 64 at PlayStation 4.
I didn't play the 16-bit games you just mentioned, but I played this one on the 64 era, and the graphics weren't great because there was a fog in the city, because they couldn't render a big city. You can only see the top of the buildings for you to move around, because and the floor of the city is a big fog, because it would be too much for the gaming processors to compute the whole city. But the gameplay is fluid, you really get to feel like Spider-Man. It's great, I like it. Batman Arkham series is based on comics, but I think we can talk about it. It's a great series of gaming, one of the best series of adventure games ever made.
Indeed.
I only played Arkham City, but I do intend to play Arkham Knight really soon. Which ones did you play from the franchise?
I played Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Origins, I believe it's called. Origins.
Oh, yeah.
But Arkham Asylum and Arkham City had the original voice actors from the animated series.
Okay.
And then Origins, I believe, had a new cast.
Oh, that's weird. Changing voice actors in the middle of a series is terrible.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Yeah, really. Now, I haven't played many games that were based on movies. I think I wouldn't be able to name any right now that I could remember. But I played a few based on anime. I was looking around one day and I found a Sailor Moon based game for the Super Nintendo, but I didn't get to play it. I just saw some footage, and it was a beaten up game which seemed a little clanky, but it was quite funny. I couldn't take that seriously. Talking about Sailor Moon, Me and some friends gathered money one year to give The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D for a friend of ours on 3DS. But I wanted to play a prank on him, so I found online a cover for a DS Sailor Moon game. I printed it and I wrapped it around the cover for The Legend of Zelda. So when my friend got his present, he was looking like, "What the hell? You gave me a Sailor Moon game?" And he was bamboozled for a second there, until he ripped it and saw that it was actually Zelda. It was really fun prank. I had filmed it, but I lost the footage, unfortunately.
Aw,
Yeah, too bad.
that's funny though.
Yeah, yes.
You know, there's some other games that are really good that were based on movies. You know, like back in the '90s, you know, when Disney used to bring out, you know, the movies like Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, so on and so forth. Each one of those movies had a game.
Okay.
And I think two of my favorites were Aladdin and what was it?
Of course, Aladdin. I made a review of this game, and I just said I'd never played a game based on a movie. I played Aladdin, of course. Yeah.
There you go.
Yes. I forgot
Aladdin.
about it on Super Nintendo.
Yep.
The review is on our Facebook and YouTube.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Still waiting for reparations, Netflix.
I'm sorry?
And never last podcast we're talking about Netflix had to pay us because we're advertising Netflix because we had to give them codes to Netflix.
And now Disney gotta pay us.
Yep.
They should get
Disney give
sponsored.
us that 2.5 mil.
But Disney has lots of games, especially on the 16-bit era. There was a Lion King game, there was, I think, Mickey, Donald, lots of games from Disney.
Oh, Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse, and then there's another one which was Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck in I forgot what it was, World of Illusion, I believe.
Something like that, I remember it.
Yeah.
Then
there was Goofy's museum game on the 16-bit. There was Mickey Mania was one of the biggest ones that came out on that era.
Mickey Mini.
No, Mickey Mania.
Mania. Oh, Mickey Mania. Oh yeah. All right.
This one he like went through back in time to, I guess, to stop everybody everything that's happening. Like he had to go back to Steamboat Willie, go through all that jazz. Yeah.
All right. But there was, I think,
It's been a while since I played that game.
one of the biggest Disney games of the old era was DuckTales.
DuckTales, woohoo! On
Yeah.
SNES and on the NES.
On the NES, and they made a remake for it a few years back for the new generation.
They did. But nobody knows about DuckTales until like Disney revamped the whole entire series and put it on their cartoon channel.
Oh yes. The cartoon came after the game, by the way. I think the cartoon should have come before. I'm not sure.
I think the cartoon came before the game.
Alright. It was a great cartoon, I loved it.
Oh yeah.
Talking about that, was there any Chip and Dale games? I liked Chip and Dale.
Yes, there was Chip and Dale games. There's a Chip and Dale game on the NES.
On NES. Was it good?
It was fun, what it was.
Okay. Chip and Dale.
And there was Bonkers, based on the cartoon by Disney.
Okay.
And then there's a lot of Disney games. Okay, Disney pay us 2.5 mil. Talking about
Yeah. Mickey Mania. There. I wanted to play Disney Infinity, but each figure is so expensive here in Brazil. I wouldn't be able to buy more than a couple of them. but I really wanted to have the full experience. Disney Infinity.
They should be cheap now because Disney decided to discontinue the series.
Oh, I'm not sure about that. Sometimes they become sort of limited edition collector's value and they rise in price. I'm not sure.
That's true.
So it's unsure. If they sold, I like the statuettes very much, but it would be cheaper for me if they sold the characters as cards that I could buy and use more easily.
Yeah.
And we also have many games based on the Looney Tunes, like
That's right.
Bugs Bunny.
You got Bugs Bunny and Double Trouble. You got Daffy Duck's Quackbusters. You got what else? Acme Arsenal for the Xbox 360 and Wii and PS3, I believe.
Yes.
And then what else you have? Oh, my favorite one is on the 16-bit. It was Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner.
Yes, yes, I love that one.
That one was fun because it was just perfect for what it was.
But I think my favorite one was the Animaniacs game on the Super Nintendo.
Animaniacs on what, SNES or Genesis?
I only played on the SNES, I couldn't play the Genesis version. I don't even know if they're different or not.
They are very different, yes.
Oh, alright. But it was great, I had a great time back then with Animaniacs.
The 16-bit era was the best for games coming straight from like different medias.
I do, yes, because you know, you've got, we're talking about 2D cartoons, and making a 2D game with the knowledge of animating a 2D cartoon is much easier than jumping from a 2D cartoon to a 3D game. Like the animators that make 2D don't always make 3D, so it is a bigger gap, you know?
Yeah.
So it all makes sense.
There's one game, okay, there's one game that came straight from a movie, but it continued off a movie, okay?
Okay.
And that game is Ghostbusters, the video game.
Alright. Alright.
That continues straight off from Ghostbusters 2, right after they defeated Vigo. And it's about a couple years later, and you know the story basically is, you know, you're the new recruit of the Ghostbusters.
But
and, you know, it has the entire cast from the movies. You know, it has Annie Potts, has Dan Aykroyd, Rick Moranis, stuff like that, so on and so forth. So it has everybody in that.
But
And it was great for what it was. It was a great game.
For which platform is it?
This was on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3.
Okay.
And the Wii.
Oh, now I remember seeing trailers for this one. Seemed like fun. Seemed very good.
It was a great game. I finished it. It was fun. I love it. Unfortunately, I had to sell it due to money troubles back then but I'm planning to get it again to add to my Ghostbusters collection.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But Ghostbusters was great. We went through Disney, but there was another game I wanted to talk about and we skipped it. It was Cold Shadow. It was
Cold Shadow.
I don't think it was Donald Duck because it's called Maui Mallard in Cold Shadow. I don't know if that's Daffy Duck or not. That becomes a ninja. But
Maui Mallard.
Yeah. It's like you are Donald. You look like Donald Duck. I think it may be Donald Duck, and he's with a camera as a tourist in an island, but he gets to transform into a ninja to fight his way through the enemies, the villains.
Yep. There's Maui Mallard, and then there's Cold Shadow. You're correct. There's two games.
Oh yes, that's right.
There's two separate games.
Two separate games?
Yes, there's two separate games. There's Maui Mallard, and then there's Maui Mallard in Cold Shadow. So it's two separate games.
Okay, I played only the Cold Shadow one.
Yeah, Mobile Arm was the first one. On the Genesis, it was Quackshot.
Yes.
Donald Duck and Quackshot.
That one you had mentioned. Does he turn into a ninja into that one?
No.
Oh.
Apparently, Mobile Art in Cold Shadow is also on the Sega Genesis. I gotta play this.
Okay. That was good. But for media that was the games that were based on live action media, I can't think of many right now besides Ghostbusters.
Well, there's Ghostbusters, there's Jurassic Park, there's what else? Harry Potter.
Yes, Harry Potter.
Coming from a book to a movie to a game.
Harry Potter, yes.
There's also
Lord of the Rings.
Yes, Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings were good games, very good games.
I have yet to play Shadow of Mordor or Shadow of War yet. I haven't played those yet.
Oh, I only played one of them on the GameCube a long time ago. I wanted to play the newest ones to see if they're also good.
People say they're good. People say they're okay.
Okay. There's Star Wars.
Let's see what else.
Star Wars is a big one. Lots of games based on that. Lots of awesome games.
Yeah, Star Wars has tons of games, including from the Atari 2600.
Almost all eras of games have great Star Wars entries.
The best Star Wars entries were the original Xbox and PlayStation 2, which was Battlefront, and also on the 360 and PS3, which was The Force Unleashed 1 and 2.
I played only a little bit of Force Unleashed, and I played a bit of Battlefront 2. I think it was 2. No, Battlefront 2 is the one that's going to be released now, right? I played the original Battlefront on my friend's PlayStation 2. It was really good.
Yeah, the original Battlefront 2 was great.
Yes. Yes, that one is good. But the Star Wars game I played the most was in the Nintendo 64. I don't remember.
Oh, Shadows of the Empire.
Yes, Shadows of the Empire. That
game was dope.
Really dope, man. Every level had a unique feature. Really good. And I also played the pod racing game on the Nintendo 64. It was good as well. It was really fast. I had a hard time in that game. I only played as a kid, and it was hard for me. The courses were really difficult. A lot of steep curves and sudden walls. You could explode there.
Yep.
Pod racing was great.
There's another game series that was based off a TV series. It was it's funny because that company actually released it, but of course it got low ratings and stuff like that. But it was an actual game they made from a TV series. So I'm pretty sure everyone's gonna hate me for saying this, but I see it on the clearance section at Walmart for about $3, and it's called Duck Dynasty.
I never heard of that one before.
I never played it before. I never heard of it. I don't want to play it, but they actually made a video game out of them for some reason. I don't know why, but it's horrible.
$3, man. What you've got to lose?
Yeah.
God. Wow.
There's so many games for different medias. It's insane. I mean, even video games becoming, coming straight from music. With Guitar Hero and Dance Central, Dance Revolution,
Riffin' Heaven, yeah.
Yeah.
Guitar Hero is a big one, but did you get to play that Back from the Future game? I couldn't get my hands on that one.
Oh, the Back to the Future game, the one made by Telltales or
yes.
Telltale or something.
That one.
Yeah, that one was okay, but I have to say the best one they ever did was not The Walking Dead, but The Walking Dead's okay. But the best one I played from Telltale was God, I totally forgot the name right now. The Wolf Among Us.
The Wolf Among Us.
Yes, it's based off a comic series from the same. Let me see. It's based off a comic book series.
Okay.
And they basically just made the game, and voice actors were amazing. It's a really good game. It's a really good story.
The story is good.
It's based on the Fables comic book series.
Oh, I love that comic book series. I mean,
it's called the Fables.
Yes, that was very good.
And it's a damn good game for what it is, man. Seriously, like a lot of people have been wanting season 2. They're finally announced season 2. That'll be coming out this year, hopefully.
Wow.
So if that comes out, I want to see what happens with Big B and Snow White and stuff like that, because that was just an amazing game.
Amazing. I wanna play it. For what platforms is this one?
Every platform: Steam, Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS3, stuff like that.
Amazing. Remind me to add that on my Steam wish list when we're done, please.
Yeah, you need to do it, dude, because they got a 10 out of 10 on Steam. So it's a really fun game. It's amazing.
That's it. One game based on a movie I played a lot was the King Arthur movie from the 2000s, and there was a game on PlayStation 2 based on that movie. I played it cooperatively with a friend at his house. It was very good beaten up 3D game, but we got stuck in a level because it glitched and the rest of the path wouldn't open.
That's not good.
Yeah, that sucked, but the game was very fun up to that point. Really good.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many games, different medias, dude. It's insane. I can't exactly list them all, but
yeah, we couldn't possibly talk about them all in a single podcast.
Well, that's all I got, man.
Yeah, I think we tackled the biggest ones, except for one that I want to mention right now, which is new and is Dragon Ball FighterZ. Oh man,
that's come from manga. It went straight from manga to anime. Went straight from anime to video game.
That
Dragon
is
Ball has
the king
crazy amount of video games out
of anime fighters. I don't think any other anime fighter was as polished and well presented as this one, ever.
No, this one right here, they put a lot of love and effort into it.
Yes. FighterZ is brimming with references to the series, the animations, the attacks, the stories, the commemoration of defeating an opponent, everything. I can't even begin. It's perfect, just perfect. But I think I am out of media to talk about for now. We talked about a lot of the mainstream, the biggest titles that came from other media to games.
Next podcast, like we talked about, it's gonna be all about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Next
like
week.
The previous podcast, we talked about Ninja Turtles. We didn't bring them up for some reason on this one, but we're gonna leave that one alone for next podcast, where this is gonna be strictly nothing but Ninja Turtles.
Yes, next week is Turtle Week, but before we go, I think we could mention what games that haven't got movies based on them that you wanted to see made. What games you want to have movies made of? Say, tell me about one franchise or two.
True. Very much true.
No, wait. I think that we made this last week. This week we've got to talk about which movies or anime or cartoons or series you want to have a game made of, and they don't have a game yet. Yes, that's the correct order.
Yeah, that's it. But we'll do that the following week after Turtles Week.
Oh, okay, we can do that after. All right.
Yeah, Turtles Week's first.
Turtles come first.
That's a delicate subject to cover with the Ninja Turtles, because Yeah.
Okay then, okay. So I think we're off for today, friends. Thank you for listening to our podcast. And next week we're gonna be Ninja Turtles all over. Happy gaming, friends.
Happy gaming.
Bye.